Well, the United Kingdom is under police-enforced lockdown for 3 weeks. Under the new measures, people can only leave their homes to buy necessities, work, exercise or seek medical care. Non-essential shops have been ordered shut and public gatherings of more than 2 people are not allowed. The government has also advised that children should remain in the household they are currently in and not move between separated parents. Britain has 6,650 confirmed infections and 335 people have died. Ollie Barrett joins us from London. Ollie, is the public complying with the new measures?
It does appear that the vast majority of the British public is doing so, yet the streets of London are much quieter than they would normally be. They're even quieter than they've been in recent days when there was guidance in terms of social distancing, pretty strict guidance already in place. There are some areas of concern though. For example, in the construction sector here in London, many workers are still going to work. That's considered an essential role, and many of those construction workers are working in pretty tight, cramped conditions close to other people. We've also seen some busy tube underground trains here in London as well. That's partly because the transport service here in the British capital has actually been reduced to try and stop people from travelling into the centre of London as much as they normally would. But what that means is there are fewer trains available and therefore some of them are getting very busy, and that is being considered as potentially dangerous in terms of the spread of COVID-19 here in the UK. So yes, for the most part, people are observing the new guidelines. They know that those guidelines can be enforced by police, but there are still some areas of concern.
Yeah, tell us more a bit about how the government is enforcing these measures, Ollie.
Well, the police are able to make an intervention here if they see something that is not being done properly. One of the ways that they can do that is by handing out on-the-spot fines to people who are not following the rules and regulations. For example, people are being told that they can go to the park to exercise once a day, as long as when they are there, they keep their distance from other people. They don't congregate in groups. Police do have the power, if they see people congregating in groups, to go up and disperse those people, and as I say, to fine people who aren't following the rules and regulations that are now in place. Boris Johnson, the British Prime Minister, is clearly hoping that the police don't need to intervene in many cases at all, but certainly that ability is there from the police, and we will see more police out on patrol here in London, but in other parts of the United Kingdom as well, just making sure that people are following those guidelines. Their first intervention, of course, will be to advise people to change their behaviour.
Ollie, there are reports of UK citizens that are stranded in New Zealand and Australia. Now, is the government expected to do anything to help evacuate them?
Well, we saw advice, pretty stark advice, coming out of the UK Foreign Office on Monday, which was a shift in advice, saying that all Britons who've travelled abroad should try immediately to get themselves home. Now, part of the reason that the Foreign Office is putting out that pretty stark warning is that it says it has no way of being sure of how long commercial flights are going to be available from various parts of the world. New Zealand and Australia are a particular case in point where there are hundreds of Britons, we believe, who do want to get back to the UK and are asking for the government to do more to help them do so. But what we are not seeing at the moment is any firm plans necessarily from the UK Foreign Office to put on any evacuation flights. It is hoping that as many Britons as possible can return home by booking themselves onto one of those few commercial flights still available.
All right, thanks, Ollie, for that update. Ollie Barrett in London.